Hi, it's Ileana, and today I am going to be discussing why I don't think that there'll be a fake staged alien invasion and my thoughts on it. Yes, we've had some red flag events like 9/11 and other events, what's currently happening in the world. So that's part of the stages of things happening in the world, and that's been set, and the stage has been set, and it's to change the economic structures, it's to change the political structures, it's to these types of events are to change a lot of things in our current paradigm of existence, literally to change us. And there's been a lot of disclosure about UFOs being real out in the public media, out in social media, the Navy disclosing that they had videos of UFOs being recorded by personnel on training missions. So that's been disclosed. The new paradigm that we're in is that ETs are real and that UFOs are real. That's now being publicly acceptable to discuss, to talk about, to learn about. It's real and it exists. Both phenomena exist. So this is where the paradigm of disclosure is heading currently and in the future, that centers around UFOs and extraterrestrial life. So my thoughts and what I'm going to be discussing is around that, around the idea that there's a plan and a planned agenda that in the future of introducing humanoid extraterrestrials to humans and making that acceptable as part of our daily life. That humanoid ETs are all around us and they're here and they exist. They're not here to harm us. They're not here to create anything bad. They're here because they've been here for a very long time and they very much look like us. So that's the planned agenda of what would be disclosed to us in the near future. And this agenda has been in the works in the SSP for a very long time. And as far as I'm aware, it's still in progress. So it's happening now. The plans for it are still very much active and in the works. And the plan all along was to start by releasing footage of UFOs flying near Navy installations and Navy training grounds, of pilots seeing them, recording them, like the Nimitz incident and other incidences, and even UFO disclosure in the public media. That's the normal standard right now. UFOs are real, they exist. We don't know who's making them, why they're watching us, but they're real. But the fact is, a lot of these craft are ours. They're man-made. They're part of the secret space programs. They're part of the military-industrial complex programs as well. It's mostly ours, our technology that's advanced. Some of it is ET, and ETs do fly in our airspace, but most of it is ours. So I'm just going to discuss my thoughts on why there won't be a staged, faked alien invasion attack, why that's not going to be happening. My thoughts on why there won't be a staged alien invasion. I don't think that there will be a staged fake alien invasion. That type of a scenario would expose certain parts of the military-industrial complex and SSP groups that still prefer to lurk in the shadows on their Mars basis or Moon basis. They don't want to be disclosed. They want to keep their operations secret and to continue the secrecy embargo. As for allowing a humanoid ET species that look like us to come forward to make contact, that scenario is highly improbable at this time. That move is supposed to happen close to 2040, 2049, so 2040 or 2049 on the planned agenda. What is currently happening on the disclosure agenda is to make it perfectly acceptable the paradigm that UFOs, unidentified flying objects, are real, and that extraterrestrials are also real, and that they're likely piloting these types of craft, when in fact, a lot of it is man-made and ours from the secret space programs or the military-industrial complex. So this is the current disclosure agenda, starting with UFOs and that extraterrestrial life exists out there. And we'd likely be introduced to it in 2040 or 2049. And if any ETs come forward claiming to be from elsewhere, their DNA needs to be scanned to prove it's totally different from Earth humans. Though the SSP lab programs like the cybernetic slabs on Mars can cook up any type of ET DNA splicing, and it can be mixed with the human DNA and say, voila, here are your aliens on Earth. It's all been planned down to the letter to actually do that, as SSP programs can manufacture ETs, which they control with the paradigm of disclosure and how it would happen in introducing humanoid-like ETs to the humans here on Earth. So humans just might be tricked by fake ETs that would be manufactured by the SSP and sent to Earth as a nice little distraction and smokescreen to cover up bigger disclosures, like not disclosing that SSP programs exist. That would be the cover-up. The nearest aliens are the Mars and Moon humans. Yes, the nearest aliens are the Mars and Moon humans and the SSP, and they are very much originally Earth human because they came from Earth. It's kind of ironic that the Earth breakaway humans want to con the ones they left behind on Earth to keep covering up their own secrets, like the various SSP programs, planetary corporations, Nachtwaffen, otherwise known as Dark Fleet, Mars Defense Force, the Dark Sun programs, Shadow Guard program. There's many others like Solar Warden, Radiant Guardian, that was merged with Solar Warden. And there's so many other SSP programs that they want to cover up. Designer extraterrestrials are easy to create with the types of genetics expertise that the Planetary Corp has and does genetic ET-human hybrid experiments to this day. They still do these experiments and they still create the ET-human hybrids. That's their specialty. So that is what they would likely show us, designer extraterrestrials. The treaty between the tall whites and the US government is coming up to an ending, and the tall whites do not want to renew the treaty of secrecy and silence. Hence, maybe a reveal of these humanoid ETs could potentially happen. For me, meeting another ET species would not be anything new, since I am an ET hybrid myself and was part of the SSP programs. For me, none of this type of disclosure is new. I've seen it, been there, done that. I've seen human ET hybrids being created. I've participated in helping to create them. I'm one myself, so this is, if I suddenly saw a humanoid-looking ET being introduced to me, I would question, where does it really come from in the universe? Does it come from space, or does it come from a nearby planet that we made it? So for me, experiencing, seeing and talking to extraterrestrials My first question is, where are you from? Tell me the truth. What's your genetic type? What species are you? Yeah, you look human. Maybe the SSP created you. So it's really hard to know who the extraterrestrials are, or if they're even extraterrestrials, because the SSP can make designer extraterrestrials that are part us human and part ET mixed together. So it's a hybrid ET human species made on Mars or the moon. So they're yes, they're ET, but they're designer ETs, genetically created and grown in these labs. They're not pure ETs out from space. So just like they could stage an alien invasion, they could also stage a fake extraterrestrial contact phenomenon. That's easy enough to do with the technologies that the SSPs currently have, with their genetic abilities to create designer ETs. So we as humans really need to use discernment in what is introduced to us, whether it's ET contact, whether it's ET or UFO disclosure. Use your common sense and discernment to understand what the real agendas and motives are behind this type of disclosure, and why it's being created as new paradigms for us to know about. What is disclosure? It's so many different things of what could be disclosed to hide something else, like to hide that the SSP programs exist. They want to keep that secret. They don't want to reveal that. None of the SSP groups want to reveal that. So they have their own motives and agendas to introduce a humanoid ET human species to Earth humans, to con them and to distract them. That was part of the agenda all along, and still is, as far as I know. So thank you so much.